yeah, Tua Tagovailoa. Oh yeah, Tua Tagovailoa. Oh yeah, Tua Tagovailoa. Oh yeah, Tua Tagovailoa. Tua Tagovailoa. Imua. Tua Tagovailoa. Oh yeah, Tua Tagovailoa. Oh yeah, Tua Tagovailoa. Oh yeah, Tua Tagovailoa. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Hey, welcome back to another Tua Tagovailoa content and the Miami Dolphins. And then we saw that he's out there in Hawaii at the moment. He was over there this past weekend. I guess they had the Polynesian Bowl, Hall of Fame Bowl out in Hawaii, and with all-star high school players, a lot of them with the Polynesian heritage. And I think he was there giving out, helping with his Tua Tagovailoa foundation. So, they were giving out money and scholarships and things like that.
Unbelievable.
That's a nice thing for him to do.
Did he give away like $300,000 scholarship to his old school, former school, and then also paying for 4 people to go to school? That is from the heart. That is something we are learning. You just don't play football. You just don't broken ribs, hips, and then they claim that you have work ethic. Yet you still go out and do this. Yeah. Do this for the love for your community. That is something we all should learn from. You know.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm learning from it. A lot of people are learning from it. And and at the moment with all these lies that they keep telling everybody about, oh my gosh, I really hate this, but I hate bringing it up, but I need to bring it up, because look, I think you need to bring it up and play for the people, no matter how many times we are gonna play it. You need to play it because this person is full of hate and just trying to sell newspapers, and when they talk about work ethics, you must always play this when he made this.
I'm sorry, despite what Dolphin fans want to think about why he doesn't throw deep balls, like, they're not calling it because I'm not sure he could throw for 40 yards. And
he just threw to Gesicki 40 yards.
Yes. I'm saying, okay,
Beautiful touch on that 40-yard pass.
Oh, anything with touch is beautiful. Anything with touch is beautiful.
It's 40 yards touch, bro. That's impressive. Coming out of a scramble.
I don't know. I can't. I don't know.
It's very confusing. When you hear these things, and when he goes out and say that he has a work ethic, and this is coming from things, if you bring this, all of these are like, he says, he's from his sources said this, and then, and always put the blame on other people and never on himself, passing on this information. I understand you need to sell newspapers, but do you need to sell lies? Do you need to, this is a lie. What you just told before, that he couldn't throw for 40 yards, that's a lie.
Man,
that is, he never quits, doesn't it? It always looks like he has to find something to sell newspapers, write articles. I guess all these lies sells newspapers.
Isn't that amazing?
And then to say that he has a work ethic, isn't it that it's different now with COVID-19? You cannot be around people. Isn't that what it is now? And because you're not there in the facilities, you say he has a work ethic problem. I was listening to some people who were talking about football and how they said, when I used to play in the NFL, we would go and study film. We can study at home. We don't have to go into the facilities.
Yeah.
And if you're working at home and for example, if you're doing rehabbing on your broken finger, and then you tell the team, hey, I'm ready to come back, and then they won't let him play the next 2 games. While, they had a wide receiver who made like $10.6 million and never played. Well, at least it seemed like he never played. Will Fuller. I mean, I think Flores got fired because he brought in Will Fuller to play this game, and all he did was sit at home and collect money. It reminded me of another former NFL quarterback from Miami who went over to Washington. Fitzpatrick got $10 million and played 30 minutes this whole year. 30 minutes, and he got $10 million. And the last time we saw Fitzpatrick, he was dancing with his belly at the game there with the Bills. I mean, how awful is that for the Washington fans who are going, oh, look at him, flashing his stomach. And here we are, paying him $10 million. Same thing. So you think that Flores got fired because of Tua and Greer? I'm sorry. I think Flores got fired because he brought in the wrong people. How many people did he bring in, spend money on, and didn't work? And I don't have to tell you,
Yes.
but everybody knows how many. There's a lot.
Oh, there is a lot. I remember last year they brought in somebody, offensive line guy who was dancing on a jeep, showing his stomach. What is up with his belly dancers?
I remember. Yeah, I think it was before working out, before the summer workout or something. He was out there and dancing on one of these jeeps, or I don't know, man, doing a belly dance just like Fitzpatrick. Yeah. So I guess if we ever need a belly dancer, we better call up Brian Flores.
That's right, yes. Here is the work ethic problem. 2 broken hips. Before the draft, he's working out, working on his hips to get it ready for the NFL season. Then he's 60% ready for the rookie season. But we call that, what we call it? He has a work ethic problem.
Man, and then he has this hips. I mean, these ribs, fractured ribs, and he's able to come back and play. And again, I think in the Buffalo game there, the second time around, on the 7th game, he fractured his finger. On this probably the second half, because they were doing well in the first half. I think it was 3-3 or 6-3. The score was with Buffalo Bills, but he went back and worked on that finger and was ready to come in. I mean, that is for me somebody who's trying to play, not like somebody who's getting $10.6 million to sit outside and enjoy. Like Will Fuller.
This kid wants to come back and play, but they don't. They don't. So the only thing you can do about Tua is that you can always write lies about him. That is the best. If you make that, you can sell a lot of newspapers with that.
But it's funny to say that he has work ethic problem, because they saw him playing golf on his day off. And isn't golf for rich people, golf is exercise and relaxation.
But not only that, that is also, how do you call it? Get your minds off things. Remember, there is a story when they used to be good friends. That is Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley. Story goes, Barkley plays a playoff game, he loses, he's feeling bad. He gets telephone call from friend Michael Jordan, calls up and says, in 4 hours I pick you up on jet and we are going to play golf.
Yeah, and that's for me, that is like getting your mind off things. And I believe that golf is not just like to get your mind off things. During the trade talk, when they kept saying that he was going to be traded, and Brian Flores never said anything. But Tua would probably have used that just like Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley,
that is right,
to get his mind off. But there is a more important thing that's the reason why he goes out golfing, and nobody wants to say anything about it.
But what the other reason than what we just said about golfing? Isn't that what everybody does?
Yeah, but I think it was more than that. I think it's rehab for Tua. Golfing is rehab, and I think when you have such a incredible injury like what he had, what he went through, and to be able to rehab and come back from that. I think playing golf helps him with that. Swinging the ball. That's important for him to be able to throw the ball. Cross training, all these things that he's doing, and I know Tua, and I think that is what he's doing.
I think so.
That is really what he's doing, rehabbing.
It is cross training. You train on one sports to make you better for another sports. I know. I hear what you're saying. When I see then LeBron James doing workouts, he's doing all different cross training technique to help him play basketball.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah. And I have a feeling that the reason why this, Brian Flores was giving out this information out to his friends to write articles for the newspapers.
That is right.
That's
low.
He didn't
That
get
is-
Watson, so he's angry. I think that's what it is. Really, that's jealousy out there.
Do you really think that Brian Flores will get another head coaching job this year? Head coaching, what do you think? Is it possible he will be taking New York or Houston? What do you think?
I don't know. And there's some head coaching jobs open, but I just don't see them hiring Brian Flores. What he did over in Miami doesn't go well with other teams. I'll be surprised if he's hired, but I doubt he will be hired as a head coach. I want him to work. He has a family, but I don't know if he will be a head coach this year or next year. Maybe down the line, yeah, but I don't think this year. But that's my wild guess.
Okay.
I have a reason for guessing like that,
Or is your reason have to do with the fact that he was testing Tua for drug using steroid because he got bigger? They said he was bulking up. What is up with that?
Well, the funny thing is I don't think they really know about Pacific Island people. They are big people, they're world-class rugby players, world-class athletes, but we won't accept that, because when we look in the island of Fiji and they are winning gold medals in the Olympics, and the Americans don't come close to that in rugby, rugby 7. These guys are huge and fast. And have you ever seen Samoan players, rugby players? They are the strongest. It doesn't matter if you're Tongan, Samoan, or Fijian, but these Pacific Islanders are incredible. But, we don't give them credit because we like to look at them as offensive line guys or tackle or defensive or nose
Strong.
guard.
Very strong, because I've seen also another island guy from New Zealand, but it isn't. The mother is from Tonga. He's 7 feet tall, over 2 meters tall. Steven Adams, he is strong. He was carrying Tony Bradley, I think,
Yes.
over in the fight there with Chicago.
Yeah.
Strong. Everybody
Very
was
strong.
impressed.
Yeah, they're strong and they're also fast and hard hitters. So if you ever see like rugby players from Samoa, I put a link down here. Go watch how they hit you. It's like Troy Polamalu and everybody.
That is right. That is right. And if they have the ball and you're running and you have maybe an American defensive guy without pads ready to tackle him, who will win?
Well, I'll just tell you, the Samoan guy will win. Anytime, anywhere. Get your best defensive tackle and try running against the best of the best. You will see. It's hands down the Samoan will win.
Oh yeah, I believe you. Because here is the audio. I see it. I cannot play video because it is. I will get a strike from. How do you call it? A strike from YouTube. Copyright. But it talks about white rugby players in England who wants to be professional, but they make shortcuts. Do you have the audio? Let's hear it.
In this game, being bigger can mean getting further. But more players than ever are being caught using steroids to get there. Of all the UK sportsmen currently serving bans for taking an illegal substance, almost 60% are rugby players.
Yeah. I've seen this before. I forgot where the link is, but I've seen this documentary, which is exactly true. What it is that these Pacific Islanders, we are used to in the NFL to seeing just the offensive linemen or the nose guard, the defensive tackle guys, but like a Ha'alotingata or someone. But when you have if you have a running back with the ball, and they are like from a Pacific Islander, when you look at the gold medalist team of rugby in the world comes from Fiji, and they won it twice in the Olympics. No one can beat them. They're fast, they're strong, and they're built like this, and we think they're on steroids. So if you think that Brian Flores thought that to have a Tua tested because he was bulking up, well, he was bulking up because he wasn't really playing. So a lot of these guys will bulk up. So it's natural. It's just natural for them. So I think it's really funny that you're gonna have a test done on Tua to see if he's taking drugs.
That is too funny, because isn't that Mailata? What is his name there? Jordan Mailata. They're from Philadelphia, offensive lineman, ex rugby player, came at 20. He was running people over. He's 6'8", and he had the ball, and he's fast, and he's agile, and he's big. Yeah, and he's not on steroids.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And I think that's one of the reasons why we make this channel, to make sure that some of these Americans learn a little bit of these Pacific Islanders and their heritage and their way of life and how they're. And just because they're different doesn't mean that they are, how you call it?
Ignorance.
We'll end this tonight. Hey, thank you everybody for joining us. Hope to see us next time. And as always, take care and be safe out there.
Yeah, everybody, take it easy.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, Tua Tagovailoa. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, Tua Tagovailoa. Tua Tagovailoa.